Okay, right, going on. Right. Right, so Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 13 shows you that he had all the gold and he was decked out like that. He had all the power, and the Most High created him to be as such. Just like how, and you might think, like, how can the Most High make him great? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. No, you had Babylon. He was the golden head. Thou kingdom, thou art that golden head, O Nebuchadnezzar, that great kingdom, and after you shall only be inferior in beauty and splendor, but in power and military might they will be stronger than you, but in morals and stuff like that, they will be filth compared to you. They would be less worth compared to you. And the last one is clay, and you don't even want to step on clay, especially if you got some pretty shoes and stuff like that. You don't want to do that. Even if you don't have pretty shoes, you don't want to step on clay. That's Esau. That's his kingdom. But the top one was ancient Babylon of Nebuchadnezzar. That one, right? And you had the Babylon before that. That was Nimrod, the Cush. And then a little bit after that, you had different people like Cush. Different Cushites ruled in Babylon, but that's Judges chapter 3. That's another story. But he had the beauty, so his empire basically was also decked out with beautiful stones, just like how, as a symbolic thing, he had it in the physical form too. I just showed you the pictures of him having this land, or this area where he used to farm his stuff. Silver here, tin, grain, iron, copper, stuff like that. Slaves, ivory, stuff like this. He had it all, because the Most High gave it to him. But then he started to fight against the Most High. But he's not going to get exterminated. Esau is, because he was being bold with it too. So the Heavenly Father is the one that made him to cover things, and he also covered himself with, the Most High covered him with beautiful decorations with gold, silver. He had splendor. This king of Tyre, he had splendor, and he was very wise. The Most High made him very wise too. Made him very wise, and he had traffic here. Ezekiel 28:5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic. What traffic? This one. Sorry, this one. And Esau now has this same traffic, even better. That's why I said history doesn't repeat itself 100%, but it rhymes. It does repeat, but not 100%, because this day and age, Canaan he's not ruling. So therefore, the word repeat 100%, it's knocked off of his charts. But what is it? It does rhyme, because he is now in his stead. And he does it greater than the Prince of Tyre, by the way. Esau does it greater than him. Esau has planes. Esau has secret traffic, like Jeffrey Epstein type style. He just has traffic. He has crazy drugs, Panama Deception. The movie named... The whole film takes place in the mid-90s and stuff like that. And based on a true story of journalist Gary Webb, this guy, who is presented, well, I think this guy is his player, like the actor, I think. Yeah, the actor. So it says, who is presented with information that the CIA might have at least tolerated fuck you. That's not what the movie says. You fucking... Oh, it's somebody on Reddit. Oh, that's why. That's not what the movie says. They did it. What the fuck you mean tolerated? He's... Oh, wait, I have another part. The tolerating part is when... what's this guy's name again? That piece of shit. What's his name? He brought the cocaine into the land. Rick Ross. Like the original Rick Ross, Freeway Ricky. They let him do his thing, because they wanted to destroy Jacob at the same time, but they wanted also to get that money. And where you think all his millions went? You think they burned it? You think they burned it? You think they burned it? All the money that he was making? You think they burned it? Okay, cool. Anyway, they needed the money to fund their wars. because the people wasn't giving it to him. Look, back in the days, the government was not really juiced in with Amalek. They didn't like him. There's footage, actual recorded footage. This was before AI, because now they could fake it. That's one of the reasons why they made that thing and let it loose upon the planet Earth, so that they can say, oh no, it's AI, it wasn't me, with them little kitty paws. Says, no, it wasn't me, it wasn't me, well, the fake news. So yeah, they're lying to you. That's like, why would you release that? Because they want you to have confusion and not know what the truth is and what is. So, and what is what? So he oh shit, wow, I lost one. What is it again? Basically they set it up. They're lying to you. The tolerating thing was that they allowed it, but they was setting it up. In the movie you see that they was doing it, and he was doing their plan. Oh yeah, the movie called Black Mass. The movie Black Mass. Here you can see that what did the CIA do? They allowed him to do certain things because they wanted to bring the others down. But he was a talker. He was talking and snitching and stuff like that. He was an informant. He was working with the Popo. That's why they murdered him at the end of his life when he got older. But Esau allowed him to do certain things so that he can bring forth certain laws, like, oh, see these things we want to prevent, so so stuff like that. Because without him, they probably couldn't do a lot of things because people wasn't doing bullshit. But with him doing bullshit, then they said, like, see, justification. Now we get to we get to do things, pass new laws and stuff like that. Because before 9/11. They couldn't break, I think, the Patriot Act. I don't know, some kind of law or something like that, some kind of amendment law. They couldn't do it, but after the 9/11, they were allowed to do it because people was like, yeah, do it. We need to be protected. That because he's cunning, he's wise, he does his thing. Esau does his thing. But if you watch the movie, they did it. But they allowed the other busters. That was a side effect to their original plan. They was like, no, let him go, make him destroy his own neighbor, his own community. And he did with the crack cocaine and with the cocaine and stuff like that turned later into crack. So let me go on. Ezekiel 28:5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches. So the ancient prince of Tyre, he did increase his riches with that. But nowadays Esau does it with this. Suez Canal. He does it with that. He does it with this. Here. And what is the revenue? Wait. Right, so here you have the Panama Canal generates an estimated 16 million in daily revenues from tolls they have to pay when they come in there. And I'm not sure if this is only from the tolls. I'm not sure if that, I didn't dig into it, but total revenue 24, 4 billion, 5 billion, daily approximately 16 million. And so this is the Panama Canal, and then you have the Suez Canal, which is 15 million daily, $15 million daily revenue that they take. Just having that canal, just having it, and having control over it, who passes and who passes not. That's like a bridge toll. And then he gonna tell you, like, wait a minute, I built the bridge so that it's comfortable for you to be able to come here and do your little tang and stuff like that. So pay me for the convenience that I put you through now. Pay me and stuff like that. Some people might go like, yeah, you're right, yeah, you're right. But yeah, he's given that. But give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. Give him his money. And here is the route of Panama that you go through here. The red line thing that you can go through in Panama. But if you check out the world's map, which I don't have here. If you check out the world map, if you don't want to do that, then you will have to go let's say you come from here because, you know, here's the Suez Canal, of course. But let's say you need to bring stuff toward America or whatever. And then you would go here. And, sorry. Here. Because you can just go here. I mean, like, if you have stuff from here, right? Which a lot of things come from here. You would not, man. Crazy amount of things come from here. But anyway, let's say you need to go here. And you're not going to go through land because that's going to take money. Because you're not going to make roads and go through all this. It's going to lose money. So what do they do? They just go here and then they go through here. And that's very easy compared to going over here and all that there. Just believe me. If you check out the routes and you check out the money that they spend, this is the least money that they spent, and then they could go through here to the Panama Canal thing. And yeah, and then they set it out there because the ships, if they come from another land and they would want to go like here, it's going to take them a lot more money, and they don't want that. Same thing with the route of the Suez Canal route. Here. They don't want that. They don't want to go in a bow. They don't want that. They wanted to go here from here because they steal every fucking thing from here. Not just this whole region, bro. Like a lot of shit. Herbs. Man, them Asiatic people are full of herbs. But they don't want to use it anymore. Because I looked at documentaries of Japan and China. It shows that the modern day kids, they have their mind toward Babylon. They see the daughter of Babylon, beautiful, decked out, beautiful woman. They want to marry her. They want to just let her, you know, piss in their mouth or something like that, you know, on some Caucasus billionaire type of shit that he taught fucking R. Kelly or something like that, you know, some dumb shit like that. But that's what they want. They don't want to have their traditional medicines. No, they call it old-fashioned and just traditional. They don't want to have nothing to do with that. They want to have everything to do with the fashion of give me a pill and I'll swallow it and then walk around free and I'm going to get cured. That's what they want. They don't want to have nothing to do with their ancestors. But anyway, they don't want to do this no more. They don't want to do that. It takes money. They rather take the green route, go through the Suez Canal, pay him a little bit of money so that he can have his $15-16 million a day, instead of losing maybe 55 million through time, to you know, just dangers on sea. And this is safer than this here. You don't know what the hell might happen over here. Oil, you're gonna spend oil, you know, all that there is gonna take a lot of money. So they don't want that. They would rather just go here. And a lot of things come from all this whole region here. And this is just one route, by the way. Okay, that's Esau is now the modern day Tyre, and the boats of Tarshish are now the Arabs and stuff like that. You know, the Tarshish boats back in the days, they used to be Japhet. This is why I say history, it doesn't 100% repeat itself, but it does rhyme with each other, because that is it. But you don't have Japhet no more. Wait. You do have Japhet ships, you know. You do have them, but they're not in the position that they used to be back then. Now it's literally not translated. I mean, like, what's the other word? Replaced. They're replaced by the ships of Ishmael and the ships of Moab. Oh boy, they got it. They got it now. They're basically in the place of Tarshish and another one. But anyway, let me go on. History does not repeat itself 100%, but it does repeat itself. It rhymes with each other. Like, hey, well, that's kind of familiar what I see right there. Yeah, that is. Because that is what it is. It's just different people, different faces, and stuff like that. You know? Okay. Ezekiel 28:5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic thou hast increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches. This happened to the ancient prince of Tyre, so the Most High changed it says, but now Esau is in his stead, in his place. Okay, so the Most High is the one that allowed Esau to cover up the world, because the Most High is the one that covered up the faces of the judges thereof. We lost our inheritance because he said it. And forget. Here, MIB. Men in Black, that little flash. Oh shit, what? We're black people, yeah, we're black. You start calling yourself a color instead of a tribe. You don't even know what the fuck you are. Black, you're not black, stupid. You're a dark brown, different shades of brown. Nah, nigga, you racist, you self-hating, man. Why didn't you call yourself black? I actually had that. Then I figured out, like, oh, he dumb. I'm more pro-black than you stupid. He doesn't understand it, but I told a few, and they understand it. But the rest of them, I'm just leaving. And I'm not talking about the pro-black like how you understand it, but according to them, because they want to talk shit, like, hey, you need to get yourself a black woman. Yeah, I'm down with that, but the point is that you need to get, why don't you tell your wife to stop straightening her hair? What was the... Get the fuck out of here with that pro-black bitch ass shit, stupid shit. You're not even black, dummy. I mean, like, you know, you're dark brown. You're not black. Some of you are light brown and stuff. You're not black people. Stop it. Anyway, but if you say that without explaining, they're gonna say, I had it. They're gonna say like, hey man, well you hate being black. You some what did the motherfucker say? He said I don't know what it was again. What was it? You self-hating. That's what he said. Something with self-hate. And I said, what are you talking about? I'm probably more black than you. More pro-black than you. Than you think. But yeah, it's just I'm not on that pro-black bullshit, bro. I just tell them like, actually I'm more actually for my own than you are, dummy. Look at your wife. Her hair is straight. Is that pro-black? You screaming this pro-black shit? I'm not with that dumb shit, man. Ain't no goddamn pro-black around here. But if I be it, I would be more pro-black than you. I bet your ass. Anyway. Why your hair curly, nigga? Why you shave the back of your neck to make it, or you brush with an iron fucking brush the back of your neck trying to make it straight, nigga? So you don't love that black part of yours? And that's too pro-black? Well, you don't pro-black no more? Yeah? Shut up. Anyway, let me go on. So it says right here, where was I again? Okay, so enough of this, then they're here. So, sorry. I think it was here, no? Wow. Oh. Okay, I'll read that part. Okay. I think it's done from this side. Okay, cool. That's why I said I love the book of Ezekiel 28. I can talk for hours, man. I really can do that for this one. Because it's very vast. It's just all over the place. It's dimension wise, man. I call it dimension. I don't know if you understand what I just said, but it's just all over the place. Like, what? Parallel universe type of dimension. And I did this before the fucking Marvel shit, man. I did it. Man. Hey, I'm on a dimension tip, man. Since I was young, I always said that. So now people might be thinking like, hey, man, you watch too much Marvel. Man, before Marvel started pushing that shit, I was up in there. I always said like, man, I'm from a different dimension, man. Back in the days when I used to smoke weed, I used to say, man, hey, man, you know what would be crazy? If there was a world, right, where you had to smoke weed to get sober. Oh! That's how dumb I was. Just making up shit. But now I actually do believe that thing what I said was actually real. Because, well, minus the smoking. Because I always thought that this world was just crazy. It don't make no sense. And now it does. Now I'll be like, oh, that's why. Because, you know, I'm actually, and I used to say like, yeah, what if the language that we're talking right now is self-dissing? I'm dissing myself right now by calling myself certain things or whatever. And it is the truth. So I wasn't crazy. I was just smoking too much. I was smoking too much. And it's legal over here. So don't be, he's a criminal. You're a criminal. Shut the fuck up. This is Netherlands, motherfucker. I can smoke whatever the fuck I want. Well, back in the day, so I'm not doing it right now. Anyway, so now going back over here. So, no, wait. Okay, so now, wait. Let me go back over here. Okay, here. So it says right here. First Kings chapter 8 verse 1. Then Solomon assembled the elders of Israel and all the heads of the tribes, the chief of the fathers of Israel, of the children of Israel, unto King Solomon in Jerusalem, that they might bring up the ark of the covenant out of the ark of the covenant of the Lord out of the city of David, which is Zion, which is talking about Bethlehem. Right. Oh yeah, and I have a few precepts upon that too. Yeah. So it says right here, again, just for the understanding's sake, Lord willing. Okay, so Lamentation 5 and 18. Because of Mount Zion, which is desolate, because the Most High made us desolate, He took away our altar, and He took away basically our establishment and our this. By Isaiah chapter 3, our stability. Verse 1. For behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh, the I am army. It says right here, actually, He is army. It's what it says right here. For behold, Yahweh. He is the army, because the word Yahweh means He is, and host means army. So, I am the army. Actually, is what He said. He is the army, I should say. Sorry, but yeah, He is the army, because the Lord is a man of war. Yahweh is His name. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is His name, and He's the host. he's the host. He's the Lord of war. Okay, going on. Doth take away from Jerusalem, so He took it from us, and from Judah, so He took it from the northern tribes and the southern tribes. The staff, the stay, the stability, and the staff, which is also something that you lean upon and support upon, and our rock, which we lean on and support upon, and call upon the name of Yahweh, is Him. He took away also the whole stay of bread, the stability of bread, so that we are not self-sustainable. We don't sustain ourselves. We get fed by them, we get watered by them, we get clothed by them. That's why you have sexy toddler section in the clothing, and then you have the so-called black female dressing their daughters in underwear. They dress them in hot pants. You got little kids, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, walking around with bras, you know. Wait, let me show you something. You have the daughters of the females of Jacob, yeah. They're dressing their daughters like this, and even short their pants like this one, but minus the thing here, but the leg. So the leg is bare. And this one, you know, because the daughters are flat-chested ones, and they're 7 and 6 and just bullshit. I saw that. I seen it, boy. Well, I'm not making it up. And they have until here. Short pants until here, but they wear the same thing. This is what they wear, but then cut here until here, right? And then this one until here. I seen that shit. I see it every fucking summer, man. Come on, man. But who's clothing them? The caucus, because they are the ones that are selling these type of clothing. You can't do that shit when you go to the Middle East. They're gonna beat your fucking ass. They fuck kids too, but they do it in secret. Because I got shows. Man, I seen documentary, and boy, I know what the fuck they're doing. But anyway, one of the reasons is they're not gonna get exterminated like Esau, because Esau is worse. Yeah, Esau's worse. But anyway, Esau is the one that clothes us, and therefore are these stupid females, all nations of the world that go to America and go to places in Europe and stuff like that, that dress their daughters like this and all that there. They also do it, by the way. But yeah, the point is that it is the people that go to these stores and buy these things because Esau puts it there for them to buy. They think it's cute. They fucking think it's cute. God damn it. Sorry for the cussing. I just get angry when I just think about these dumb women that are buying these type of clothing for their daughters. And then they have the nerve to say, I'm not even looking at that shit like that, but they got nerves to say, oh, you need to control yourself. That has nothing to do with control. It has everything to do with what creatures are you creating? A bunch of shameless beasts? You know that a shameless woman is called a dog, right? You know what the other name for a dog is? Right. That's what you're breeding. What the fuck is this shit? Okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the whole stay of bread. Yeah, they water us, they feed us, they house us, they police us, they school us like cattle. That's what they do. And the whole stay of water, we can't water ourselves. We buy water from them, or you pay and stuff like that. Instead of having it just by the Heavenly Father for free. Deuteronomy 28 explains that to us. The mighty man took it away. The man of war took it away. The judge, and the prophet, and the prudent, which looked toward the future, and the ancient, which is the wise ones of our people. The captain of 50, the honorable man, which you do have captains of our people, and lose here, lose there. You have warriors of our nation, lose here, lose there. You have good judges. You have, well, nowadays you had the prophets back again, starting with the elder apostles on down the Great Millstone in America. But you had the prudent of our people nowadays. You had the mighty men, but they're not in abundance like it used to be, like how it's supposed to be. And the honorable man, the Most High took it away, but you still have a few of our people that don't know the scriptures, and still they would not want to sleep with your wife and stuff like that, because they have some form of dignity and honor and within them. But the majority of our people, they fuck your wife. And they'll tell you too, like, man, you ain't man enough, man. You know, you need to step up your game, play. And the counselors, nowadays, our people get shit at counsel. Not all of us, of course. And the cunning artificer. A lot of our people don't know how to make stuff, but you have a few of our people that make stuff. And the eloquent orator. Eloquent means that you are fluent and persuasive in your talk. The Most High took a lot of that away from us. They would convince you to do dumb shit, you know, sell your soul trying to get some millions or something like that. They're all about that, you know, stuff like that. They're not that bright. They're bright in wickedness, I'll tell you that. But yeah, other than that, yeah, not that good. Our people are they are wicked men. There were wicked men among my people are found wicked men. Jeremiah 5 and I think 26 or 23. I don't know. So what one of them? I'm not sure. I should say. Okay, let me go on. Now it shows right here that Mount Zion is now taken from us, and foxes live in it. Foxes is a very cunning slew animal, and because he's sneaky, he comes to steal. Most of the time, a wolf, you will see him. He ain't scared of you, but a fox, he's very sneaky. He come when you asleep. He's a piece of shit. He don't come over day, over daylight and stuff like that. Over day, what is it? Overdag. He just come daylight. He don't come daylight, right? He come most of the time at night, and then he sneaks around and stuff like that. You're not really gonna see him. That's Esau, especially Esau, and he's walking in our land right now, up and down in it too, like he owns the stuff, you know. But yeah. Okay, going back to over here. Damn, I'm a little bit all over the place actually. I find. Let me stay focused on. Sorry about that. Let me go to. I'm looking for something. Sorry. Okay, I'll get here. But I think it's here. Okay. Psalms 84 and 1. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised is the city of our power, Yahweh. In the mountain of his holiness, Moriah. Where is that again? Here. Moriah. There is where he built the house of the Lord in Moriah, Mount Moriah. Going on. The holiness. But we are the. Wait, I'll get to that later here somewhere. Which is. Sorry. Let me. Sorry, man. Wow. Oh, here it is. Oh, it is here. I was going to get to it, but yeah. Zechariah chapter 8, verse 3. Thus saith Yahweh, I am returned unto Zion, which is now talking about the whole nation, like the nation. But in the physical form, it's talking about the city of David, which is Bethlehem, where Yahushua was born. And will dwell in the midst of Jerusalem. And in the back in the days in the physical form, it was talking about the covenant. He was dwelling in the midst of Jerusalem, but he was also dwelling in the midst of the people of Jerusalem. Yeah. And Jerusalem shall be called the city of truth. We are definitely not it right now. And it shall also be called the mountain of the Lord of hosts, the Lord of armies. The holy mountain shall it be called. Yeah. Right. But it was called that to a certain degree because all the people in the heathen nations in the book of Esther, for example, if Esther 16, it is explained that these people live by the most just laws. So everybody knew it. They just didn't worship it. Some of them did. Some of them did. Like Cyrus, Nebuchadnezzar also paid homage to the Heavenly Father. Who more? Let me see. The king of Assyria, if I'm correct. But you know what the thing is? Nebuchadnezzar, for example, he praised the Most High, yes, but he had his own gods too. That's the point. So they have their own gods that they do believe in, but they do reference the Most High. They know, like, no, he's powerful, but stick to my own God. You know, Jeremiah chapter 2 explains that to you. Like, they stick to their own God, but their gods are no gods at all. But still, they stick to it. You know, they don't really want to dabble into other things. It's our people want to dabble into other things. You know. Everything other than themselves, their own things. Okay, so I'll get to that later here. So now going back to here. Okay, beautiful for situation, elevation, and the situation where it was also, the place where it was also, the location. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion, where the Most High built the house of the Lord. Well, actually Solomon built it. And that is actually the beauty of the whole earth. But symbolically, the entire nation of Jacob is actually Zion, starting with the elect. You have to say that. I have to say that. Okay. And where was that also called? On the side of the the sides of the north. The city of the great king Yahweh. What is the city of the great king and what is it called? It's called on the side of the north, and it is Mount Zion, because you had Mount Zion in Moriah, and on the side of it was then Zion, because it was built on the top of the mount. In the land of Moriah, you had the mountain of Moriah. There it was built, right? Genesis chapter 22 verse 2 talks about the land of Moriah, as you can see it here. It's only mentioned 2 times in the scriptures in the English form. I don't know if it's written in another language, in another way, sorry, I should say. I didn't look that up actually. I wasn't thinking about it, sorry. But yeah, I typed this in specifically because, you know, because I know that word. I don't know other words. I haven't looked it up. Sorry about that. Lord willing, maybe in the future. I don't know. So let me go on to here, Isaiah 14. I might be hammering and repeating the things. That's also because I forget sometimes what I'm saying. I'm not laughing. And sometimes I do it also for goodness sake, because the more you repeat something, the more a person is going to be like, yeah, I already know that. Good. You should have that in your mind. I should be, when I'm talking, you should be like, yeah, I already know that. Good. Because the scriptures often repeat things, but it repeats things here, and then in another chapter, I read it, and then I'd be like, I already know this. And then I read more, and then it gives more details. So then I'm very happy that I read it again, even though it is not the same. It's a different chapter, and a different prophet is talking right here, or a different teacher or something like that, or a different, man of the Lord and stuff like that. He's talking now, and he gives different accounts from his perspective. I'm going to give you an example. Here. If you go to a city, right, and then you have multiple people, okay, cool, cat. And then you have somebody here with a camera, and then you have somebody here with a camera. They at the same place at the same time, everything is the same. But when you look at their footage, tell me if you will see the 100% the same thing. You're going to see same. You might see here, let's say they aiming at each other. This one is aimed here. You might, in this one, the one on the left, you're going to see the same people as the one on the right, but you're going to see them from a different angle. I bet your ass you're going to see them from a different angle. I'm sure you're not going to see this side of his ear when you filming from here. You're not gonna see that. If you do, then you can see through things and stuff like that. Then I should be on a, then I should praise you. Let another man praise you and not your own. I'm just joking. But the point is that you will see it from a different angle. So I keep repeating just like the scriptures. Sometimes I do it because I forgot. But sometimes I do it because I know what I'm doing. I know exactly that I'm trying to hammer it in your head. They want to be like, back in the days they used to say stuff like, oh, you sound like a broken record. Good. Because now you know that song. That's why you hum it when you in the bathroom, shower, sorry. When you in the showers, you hum that song. Hey, what the fuck was that? Yeah, you hate that song, but you keep on singing it too. Why? Because it's in your head. But that's because they put demons on the songs. That's one of the reasons, but the main reason. And because if I listen to a song that think I put demons on it, I don't sing it in my head. I don't. But a song that they put devils on, I know I don't think of the song, and I hear it in my head. I'm like, they put spirits on that shit. A guy named John Todd, he explains that to you. And when he explained, they make it their own tongue to fall upon themselves. And when he explained it, everything fell in. I was like, that's why I hate that goddamn fucking song in my head the whole day. I hate that song. I don't know why it's in my head. Why am I humming and why am I singing? Because they do magic. That's why. These devils are doing magic. These Edomites are doing magic. Anyway, let me go on. So it says right here, Isaiah chapter 14, verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. So this is from Nebuchadnezzar, that was king of Babylon at that time. Remember, Cyrus was also king of Babylon. Cushan Thearathium, something like that. He was also king of Babylon. Nimrod was also king of Babylon. He was another Cushite. You had the Assyrians being also king of Babylon. Who else? The Persian, Cyrus, I already said that, right? I think Darius too. I'm not sure. Let me double check that. Darius, king of... Let me see here. I think he ruled Babylon too. Darius the Mede received the kingdom of Babylon rather than Cyrus. Well, I didn't read that, motherfucker. That's why you gotta watch out with these devils. I look and Lord willing I filter it. Oh yeah, I don't need to do that. I know where it is. Ezra 5. Here it says, but the first year of Cyrus, king of Babylon. That's it. I don't need to listen to this monkey that said that right there. And I'm not doing that. But Darius will. There need to be a verse because I think I actually. Oh no. Let me not think. Darius here. Then Darius the king made a decree, and search was made in the house by rolls, where the treasures laid up in Babylon. If I'm correct, he was also king of Babylon. But Cyrus made himself the king of Babylon after he beat the shit out of Nebuchadnezzar and beat the shit out of the Chaldeans. Then he did that. But I think Cyrus was a king also. And they had joined forces. They had joined kingdoms. The Japhet, which is the Medes, and also the Persians, which is Elam. They had joined Medo-Persian Empire. They had the joint empire. So that thing that person said, I don't know in what context he said it. I shouldn't actually cuss him out like that right away. I don't often do that. But because, it is Edomite, so I cuss actually. I do it often actually. I think, yeah, you're right. I do it. When I read something with they say, I start cussing like, fuck these devils. They don't know what the fuck it is. Because I hate them. They're lying. There's so much lies, man, that you start... Everything they say, I'll be like, oh, fuck this guy, man. I don't trust this stuff. But sometimes I do actually be like, what? Let me look that up. And then I don't cuss them out. But, yeah. Anyway, so, let's see. Yeah, it was here. Did he? There he is. Did he? I think he did then. And there he is, the Midianite. But the Midian is Medes. Is Medes. Midian, as you can see here. It's not Midianite. It's Midian. I get confused often with that thing. But Genesis 25 and Genesis 10. So you have Genesis 25. These are Midianites. And then you have Genesis chapter 10, which is Madai. Oh boy, this thing will catch you if you don't pay attention. It caught me, but I know it. But still, it messes up because Darius is this. He's from here. Well, look, I'm gonna show you something. No, it's from here. It's from here. Oh, look, wait, let me get it because I already confused myself right there. So let me go back over here. So it says Yaphan. Oh man, all my stuff is gone, so I need to recolor it. Yaphan is 3120. It's here. It's called Grecia, right? Which is Yaphan, which is Ionia Sea. Ionia Sea, which is here. Oh, I showed you right here. Which is Greece, right? The Ionian Sea, right? That's the original Greece. Just like how the Aboriginals in Australia, they are the original. Well, the word Australian doesn't even exist, just some cock of shit. But they are the original Australians if there was ever an Australian. These Edomites just went over there, named the land, and now call themselves after that land. That's not them. They're lying to you. The original Greece people are Japhet. They stole that too. The original Americans, the word Americans is not even real, but I hope you get the point, are the Native Americans, the so-called Native Americans, you know? They would be the original Americans. And the South Africans, they would be the original South Africans. But now the Dutch call themselves South Africans. Now you're going to see their faces. No? Yeah? South Africans. Whatever. I should put white. But I know that if you type a certain word, you get only them. And then you start asking yourself, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I think I got it. South Afrikaners. Here. I think you're going to get them. Yeah, you start getting them. They start popping up. The fuck y'all doing over there? When you put this is a Dutch word for African, but the people is English. So when you put it in this, you're gonna get this because Afrikaanse mens. If I put that full Dutch, if I put this, you're gonna get the Hamites because this is a Dutch word. You're gonna get that. If you put Afrikaans and then if you put two Dutch words, you're gonna get it. But if you put the Dutch and the English word, then the software is going to recognize it as you're talking about them because they call themselves the Afrikaans people because they speak English and they speak Dutch too, by the way. But the English people call them that. But anyway, enough of this. So teaching language in South Africa, yeah, bullshit. They're talking about their shit. Look at this giant bitch over here. It's a big bitch, man. It's a big bitch. Well, compared to them, because they're most likely short. But them Dutch bitches is big. Anyway. Okay, Ionian is Greece and stuff like that. The Jacob descendants are actually very tall here. They're 16 years old. They're tall as shit. I used to be very tall compared to the rest of the... not compared to the rest of the people. I was just normally tall, normally. And then the little kids came. So, what the fuck? This is fucking 60 years old, 1 meter 90 and all of them. Look at that. What? Hey, how you get... Okay. Then I knew that the Most High was actually bringing it back. He's bringing... The Jacob descendants are becoming taller here too. Because when I was younger, the Jacob descendants was not tall. They were not tall. It's that generation that's born here They're bigger now, taller. But anyway, let me go on. So it says right here, Tubal. Okay, Madai. That's what I want. I think that's what I want. Madai is then Medes. Here, see, that's what I wanted. Yeah, the Medes. And then if you go here, where is that again? Oh shit, sorry. If you go to the Daniel 5:31, Daniel 5:31. Daniel 5:31. Okay, Hebrew 40:77. Oops. Hebrew 40:74. It's the same thing. Well, it's not specifically the same, but it's the same people. I'm gonna show you that. So it says here, which is Madaya or Madai, and Media or Medes or Madai. See, Esau's screwing around. This is the screwing around that Esau's doing. He's doing this deliberately because it's just one thing. Madaya, actually, or Madai. Is Madaya or Madai or Mayday. Made. Anyway, he just messes it up. So this is another form of him just being a devil. Anyway, so these are the sons of Japhet. The inhabitants of Japhet. Okay, cool. Let me go to over here now. Wait, sorry. So this is Hebrew 40:74. And that's this one, right? Madai. And this is Hebrew 40:77. Click on that one. It says the same thing, Madaya. But what was the Aramaic form of saying it? No. I don't know. It's here. Medes, Middle Land, inhabitants of Media. It's the same thing. Same thing here. Okay. So he's a Mede. He's a Japhet. He's a Japhetic person. Darius is Japhet. And Cyrus is Persian, which is Elam. Right. And Japhet is Japhon, is also Japhet, but they are the forefathers of the original Greeks. The original people in Macedonia, they were there. But just like how Esau goes to what's it again? South Africa, and then he calls himself African, that's the same way that he did right there. They're lying to you. But to time, they changed their faces into faces of the peoples of those lands, but they're not the faces of the people of those lands, but they do here. For example, hey, this is a better example than the South Africans, Australian people. Well, they do pop up. Australians. You're gonna see them if I'm correct. What? Yeah, you're gonna see them. Most of the pictures you're gonna see them. Yeah. Then you would think that especially when you see the soccer, I'm in Europe, so you see this often. You think that's them, but if you know, you know. You'd be like, that's not them. This is them. These are the majority of the people there, and you have different form of these ones. You got these ones here. You got these ones with the yellow type-ish hair and stuff like that, and you have other ones too. I forgot the island's name. You had the map. Sorry, man. I shouldn't even be here, actually. But you have these popular type of people too, but you know what? I think you can look it up for yourself. You have these islands here above and here too, around here, and you will see that they Solomon's. Oh yeah, Solomon's, I think. So you have the Solomon map, which is above Australia, which is here. Oh yeah, this is what I want. Okay, the Solomon people. You will see that they look different. They don't look like them. The Solomon lands people and stuff like that, they look a little bit different. Well, not a little bit actually. They look very much different and all that there than the ones of Australia itself. And then if you go to Papua New Guinea, you will see that they will look even different, you know. They have different facial things. You could look at them and be like, oh, you from there. You could just look at them. A lot of times. Most of the times. Anyway. Those are those people. So, okay, going on back to over. Click this all the way. So, yeah, sometimes it's very confusing because the names are very similar. Madai and Media and Median and all that type of stuff. So it's kind of confusing sometimes for me. Even for me, I don't know. I don't know for you, maybe, you know. Everyone has his strength and stuff like that. So therefore, a lot of times, the more you are, the more combined. Let's say he knows about cars and this one knows about computers. So now you can start that business and stuff. I'll just give an example. And then he can do the computer thing and you can do the car thing. You know more about the cars. And then, of course, you're going to learn from each other. And then you start switching gears and informations and stuff like that. But more heads is often better than one. It's actually more, most of the times. Not all the time. Because I do know that sometimes the more people there are, the less productive the business becomes. And then you have to just fire people. And then it will go better because there's less minds. It's not, oh, I want the company to go in a green direction. No, I want the company to go in a yellow direction. I want the company to go in the blue direction. You're going to fuck it up. Something is going to fuck. Sometimes it actually works. You know, 3 lines, 3 colors. I'm just giving an example of a color or stuff like that. But 3 minds, or maybe a little bit more. But then you can tackle different groups, because maybe this group doesn't like that, but he does like the other one, so he still buys from that same company that now produces blue or something. And that same company is now not catering, but it's now also targeting the people that like yellow, and that same company now is targeting also the people that like orange and stuff like that. So sometimes it works, most of the times it doesn't. Because different minds it could clash. Most of the time it clashes. Right. So okay, these are the Midianites, the brother of Ishmael. So that's not Japheth, that's Shem. Okay, let me go on. So this is he took the kingdom, and I think this was the kingdom of Babylon. I'm not sure. Let me see, sorry. 31. The king of the Chaldeans, they were rulers of Belshazzar. Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans, slain. So he was also a king of Babylon. Well, king of the Chaldeans, and they did collectively ruled Babylon. But you had them also ruling over Assyria. So it's kind of confusing over there. But yeah, the Lord willing, I will be able to say it a little bit better with actual scriptures, like here. And Lord willing, I'll put all these scriptures together. But not now. I don't have it right now. It's too much. Right, so 15. So Isaiah 15 and... no, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. Anyway, Isaiah 14 and 13. Thou hast said, for thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the heavenly Father. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. The mount of the congregation is Mount Zion. It is Mount Moriah, but it's talking about Zion, which is Bethlehem, but it's also talking about the house, the place, the temple where the house of the Lord was built. Nebuchadnezzar, in this case, is Nebuchadnezzar here. He thought himself to be higher than the Israelites. That's the Pharaoh thought that too. He thought he was greater than the Israelites too. But anyway, everybody thinks they're better than us, especially when they start winning. Then they think like, I'm the one that put you down. Isaiah chapter 10 explains that to you. There it gives the example of the Assyrian empire, kingdom, but Esau thinks it too. The Hamites taught it too. Mizraim taught it too. Canaan taught it too. Japheth taught it too, because they enslaved us too. That's Joel chapter 3. They enslaved us too. Amos chapter 9 shows you that the Ishmaelites, the Canaanites and stuff, all them, the Syrian, also Aram, also enslaved us. Assyria, which is Ashur, also enslaved us. Everybody think they're better than us, but they're not. You know? And our people always want to put them up on high. But anyway, they spit on each other though. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation. That's what he thought. To a certain degree, Esau does that too. Not certain degree. He does it because he's working out the saints. He makes them work like slaves. In the side of the north, which is Psalms 82 and 2. Beautiful for situation. The joy of the whole earth is Mount Zion. On the sides of the north, that is Mount Zion. On the sides of the north, on the sides of the north is the city of the great king, which is Mount Zion, which is the city of David, which is Bethlehem. Okay. So he thought to be greater than us too. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. He thought himself to be like the Most High because he said, I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Heavenly Father. What are the stars of the Heavenly Father? The book of Genesis chapter 37 verse 1. And Jacob dwelt in the land wherein his father was a stranger, Isaac, in the land of Canaan. That's why we speak the language of Canaan, because it's called that, because we was in that land. But Moab also spoke the land of that same language. He wrote it too. So yeah, to explain it, it's like when you are in America, everybody speak English and stuff like that, but yeah, you have different people in that land that have their own. That's not a good example. Let me see. The Moabite stone. That's it. The Moabite stone is not a Canaanite stone. It's a Moabite stone, but it had the same language of the land of Canaan. So, is it the language of Canaan? Yes and no. So yeah, it's also the language of Moab. So going on, it's the language of that region. So going on. So it says here, Genesis 37 and 2. These are the generations of Jacob. Joseph, being 17 years old, was feeding the flock with his brethren. And the lad, Joseph, was with the sons of Bilhah, which is his stepmother, the wife of Jacob. And the sons of Bilhah, I forgot who they were, sorry. And with the sons of Zilpah, his father's wives. The brothers were born of them. I forgot who. Sorry, man. Genesis 38, I think. Oh no. Somewhere. I forgot it. But yeah. Let me see something here. Sorry, man. Yeah. Who's your son again? Dan. Bila got Dan. And Zilpah got Gad. And Zilpah also got Asher. I'm not very familiar. But yeah, it's right here. You can read it for yourself if you have the time. So basically, he was with those sons, but he was the favorite. That's what I know. That's what I like really remember. The favorite child of The favorite wife that Jacob had was Rachel. And Rachel gave birth to Joseph and Benjamin. Those two only. And Joseph brought unto his father their evil report. He told on them, the teacher's pet. Everybody hates the teacher's pet. You're going to be hated. Now, Israel loved Joseph more than all his children. Oh boy. I'm laughing at this because, you know, it comes off very familiar. So the point is that if you have children, don't show them the favoritism amongst each other. They're going to hate them. They're going to hate each other. So don't show it. You might have, especially when they grow older, you might have one that really does after you, or even looks more like you than all the others and stuff like that. That's not necessarily the blueprint to like them more, but some people do have that mindset. And some people, or he might look totally not like you. He might look totally like his mother, or she, but she does the things that you like, or does the things that you did when you were young. So there's various reasons why you would favor that child more than the rest. But I would tell you, don't do it. Don't, especially if you have it, you really have it. Don't do it in front of them. That's not a good idea. If you want to not cause tension among them, don't do it. Especially not in front of them. Also not behind their back. Keep it for yourself if you can. It would be very pleasant for them, especially when you grow up and you realize that they're friends, because our people often, brother and sister, they're going to fight with one another. And then when your parents die or their parents die, they will have that, might not be ultimately sadness, but they're going to know, like, these kids don't like each other. You know, but for me, I would say, don't be the reason why they don't like each other. Because jealousy will creep upon them, especially when they're young. You know how children are when you have a toy and they're going to cry, they're going to fight and stuff like that. But when you get older, they're going to not do that, you know. But especially when they're older, don't show them, because now they can process things better. So now the jealousy might, it's not jealousy, it's more angry, like, fuck this guy, fuck you, mama hate you, love you more, father love you more, whatever. Don't do that. In the beginning, they're children, they might not notice it, but they do. But not on a very thinking level, because children don't, they could think, but yeah, they're not really deep with it. But anyway, going on. So verse 3. Now Israel, oh, wait a minute, let me stop this video and then I will read the rest about them being, the Israelites are stones, gemstones. Revelation also said that, but let me stop this.